Hi, my name is Sally Stansfield. I am a homeschool mom of 8 children. Yes, they're all mine. Yes, I know what causes that. And yes, I have a TV. So I'm also an artist and I followed my dream in my late teens and I went to art school to become an artist. I'm not a teacher per se by training, and I think that is the difference in my philosophy, is that I went to school to become an artist, and artists don't necessarily or normally know how to teach because they are following a passion and a dream, and that's what I did when I went to art school. I was just totally immersed in a subject that I loved, had no inkling that one day I'd ever be passing that passion on to other people. Now, as a young mum, I was in survival mode basically. I had the first 4 children 18 months apart, and that meant, if you do your math, that I had 4 children under 5 years old. So I was just really getting the basics done and needed a break. So we enrolled in a fine arts program. And during that period of time, the art teacher that I'd paid held up my oldest daughter's work actually more than once and criticized it and said it was wrong in front of all the kids in the classroom. And that absolutely ruined her love of the subject, which mortified me. Not only that she didn't love the subject that I love, but I paid someone to ruin her interest in it. So children are born artists. They're born thinking they're artists and knowing they're artists. And there are 2 things that happens. One, they draw imaginatively as children, small children, and then they transition later on as they get older into realistic drawing. So if nobody's ever taught them how to make that transition a smooth one, then they go from believing that they are an art genius to believing that they can't draw or paint. And so if they're taught how to make that transition, then they'll never stop believing that they are that art genius. And then the other thing is that they could encounter negative teaching, which most children do, as I have the example of more than once with my daughter, with actually a couple of different teachers at different programs we ended up at for different reasons. So art is a funny subject. There's no right or wrong in art. So it's not like math with 2 + 2 = 4. It's anything goes. Whatever the artist thinks of their work is the important thing. And a teacher should be there to encourage, nurture, and teach the artist techniques and truly believe that every child is an artist. What happens is, and this happened when I was growing up and I was at school, there will be a group of children that naturally gravitate towards art. They see like artists, they find the subject easy, and what happens is they kind of get favored and coddled and taught that they are gifted and everyone else, they shouldn't be doing this subject. So most children are just doing art when they have to and then dropping it after school, and then they never pick up a pencil again, or they don't have an interest in it, or they just go through life believing that they can't paint or draw. So there are people that are born with that gift. Leonardo da Vinci, perfect example. He was endowed with an incredible gift. But does a piano teacher say to children, I'm sorry, you can't have lessons, you're not gifted, you'll never be at Carnegie Hall, it's like, I'm not going to bother teaching you? No, they don't. So why is it so different with art? So every child is born believing that they are a Leonardo. Your fridge is probably covered with gorgeous, lovely, fantastic paintings and drawings that your child has done. You put art materials in front of them, they dive in and they're just creating like crazy. Why does this have to stop? So I want you to join me, and I want you to learn with me to nurture your little art geniuses and develop a lifelong passion for this subject. And along the way, we can rekindle your love and passion for this subject too. So click on the next video and we'll move along and start the process going and get you teaching your little art geniuses to love this subject for life.